Um, so this was painted for me on the Pine Ridge Reservation, given to me by a young girl who was Lakota. And I spent a month on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota, working with teenagers there and trying to understand, I think, Lakota culture, indigenous people, Native Americans in our own country, right? And this is kind of it's the sacred circle, right? And it represents a lot of different things to different folks. She shared it with me, and she said it represents the different cultures and races in our society, right? Black, red, white, and yellow. And I don't know, I had some awarenesses when I was there around, I sensed that the Native American indigenous people, the people that were original to our country, are refugees in their own land. And in what I almost visualized as kind of concentration camps, reservations. And I had this I lived for 18 months over in Russia, and I've done a lot of work in Haiti. And I know there was some sense when I was on the reservation of this sense of refugee, and they don't have a home. What you shared about not feeling like you have home because they're displaced. So that was a really powerful experience. And I brought the rock simply because as you were sharing a bit about this program, and I've interacted with people that are refugees or immigrants, I have a real heart for that community within our own country that don't have a home. And yet they've been a people that I've learned so much from. My values, many of my core values around kind of creation of the earth and our oneness with the earth and our oneness with all of creation, and kind of reclaiming our humanity. So there were some really powerful moments there, and there were some moments, and actually I didn't realize this, but I happened to connect up with the United Church of Christ ministry that was doing work there. And the United Church of Christ is all about justice, right? And all about social justice. And yet there were some real difficult moments because they were building bunk beds for the folks in the community and putting them in their trailers. And they said, we don't want bunk beds. Our tradition is we sleep on the floor, but that was never expressed. Mm-hmm. And so the white man came in, and 50 or 60, Americans come in and they build these bunk beds thinking they're doing something good. But they're not, because they're not really understanding their home, their tradition, their culture.